What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Musi Gaming here, and today we're going to take a look at the brand new commander that was just released overnight. And this commander's name is Matthias the First, and he's a leadership garrison attack commander. And he's a very interesting commander. He's actually a city garrison commander. For those of you who are spoiler alert, who haven't taken a look at his kit. But let's go ahead and take a look at his kit together, see what he's good at, see what he's not good at, and take a look at his skill animation and what could be the possible use for him. But let's go ahead and jump right into his active skill. Commander skill. First skill, active skill, let others make war, which is an AoE with a rage requirement of 1000. Deals direct damage to up to 5 nearby enemy troops with damage factor of 2400. Okay, so damage factor 2400 AoE, which is really good. If it's in a fan shape, it's not that good. If it's in a circular shape, it's actually really good. So just keep that in mind when you're actually looking at this. And if this garrison is one of your city's garrison commander, okay. So this actually has that condition of, okay, if this commander is one of your city's garrison commander, your garrison takes 10% less damage for the next 3 seconds. Okay, so this here's what this skill does. So it does AoE damage of 2400 damage factor. And if you're city garrisoning with this commander, you're going to take 10% less damage for the next 3 seconds. So if you can actually beat the enemy with the rage generation, then you'll be able to actually take 10% less damage for both active skill, the primary and secondary active skill. If that's not the case, then you'll probably be able to at least mitigate 10% damage from the secondary skill. Very powerful skill. 2400 damage factor is not bad at all for a garrison commander. It is a skill damage, so that is something that, you know, not as good as all the other things, but skill damage is usually the universal damage factor, especially for a leadership commander anyway. So can't complain, not bad. Let's just go ahead and move on. I think the point for this AoE skill is going to be whether or not it is a circular AoE or a conic shape AoE or half circle AoE, because it doesn't really say, but it does say 5 nearby enemy troops. I'm assuming it is going to be a circular AoE. Second skill, Black Army. This commander's troop gains 15% attack, defense, and 10% health. Okay, so this is actually universal. It doesn't really require you to have city garrison. So this commander might actually have some potential uses as non-city garrison. But if the troop contains only at least 3 different types, it deals 10% more counterattack damage. Okay, so this is kind of like Hera, where so let's say, for example, I'm a cavalry main, right? So if I were to actually consider using him for a cavalry garrison pair with Eleanor, I would actually be able to utilize this. If this commander contains at least 3 different unit types, all I need to do is I need to put like 300,000 of my main troop type, which is cavalry, and then 100,000 of 10,000 of each infantry and archer kind of paired up when I send it to a garrison. So this is actually good. 15% attack, 15% defense, 10% health is all good. Overall, it gives you 40% stats overall, which is good. 10% more counterattack damage is kind of meh. Like, I'm not gonna lie. In 2025, August of 2025, if you're talking about 10% extra counterattack damage, it's not a whole lot, I must say. But it is something. Counterattack damage does scale a lot if it's getting swarmed, especially. So, strong skill just for the stats itself, too. Counterattack damage is considered as a little bit of extra sprinkle on top to make sure that it is actually something that is garrisonable thing, because, it has to at least have some sort of counter swarm mechanism if you're going to be a meta garrison at the end of the day. 10% is a little too little, but it is what it is. Now, the skill number 3, Bibliothea Corvinia, Corvinata, Corviniana. Okay, I have no idea. I'm like 99% sure that I didn't spell that right. But let's just see. Okay, so I'm assuming the Bible of Corvina, Corvinia. Uh, I'm assuming it looks like a book that kind of looks like a Bible. It, but yeah, if this commander is a garrison commander, so okay, another universal garrison skill. Whenever this garrison reaches 70% rage, it takes 25% less skill damage for the next 4 seconds. Okay, okay, we're talking. So if you reach 70% rage, it takes 25% less skill damage for the next 4 seconds. Right now, I'm looking at this skill and I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe this commander is actually usable uh, against Shapur and Asher Venable. Because as soon as it reaches 70% range, you're going to be able to actually mitigate 25% skill damage of whatever skill damage dealing rallies that is coming your way. So this is actually really good. Uh, if I were to just put it in the city garrison perspective, most of the times, a lot of city rallies are actually run with Attila Subutai or Attila Takeda, just because of the fact that it does do a lot more set wounds if you do a lot of white damage, and Attila just amplifies your white damage at the end of the day, increasing your set wounds, increasing your deaths for city rallies. So if it's like city rally perspective, it's not normal damage reduction or all damage reduction, so this is kind of bad, but yeah, can't complain, right? 25% mitigation, skill damage mitigation is crazy. And if this was usable as a non-city garrison, I think this would be really good. Okay, and next part of the skill, if they were garrisoning your city. Okay, so there's a part about garrisoning your city. The garrison also gains damage absorbing mighty shield for 4 seconds with damage factor of 800 with cooldown of 5 seconds. Okay. This second part is actually really, really strong. And every time you reach 70% rage, which is going to be every 10 seconds, you're going to have a mighty shield of 800 damage factor, right? And this cooldown doesn't mean anything because every time you fill up your rage bar, this is gonna activate. So this is actually one of the strongest kind of mighty shielding effect that I've seen so far, and this is really good. So third skill is really good, especially for city garrison. I'm leaning more towards okay, this commander is maybe only designed for city garrison now at this point because of that skills effect, exclusive to city garrison only. Let's just go ahead and move on. Shield of Hungary. Okay, so this commander is a Hungarian. I'm assuming emperor prince based on how he looks, but he looks really good though. By the way, Shield of Hungary. Okay, so if this commander is one of your city garrisons commander, okay. So this kind of puts a nail in the coffin where, okay, so this commander is designed for city garrisoning. Just use it for city garrisoning because there's like 2 or 3 skills that have a major effect on city garrison only. So yeah, but let's read through. Okay, Shield of Hungary. If this commander is one of your city garrison commander, your garrison deals 5% more damage, which is good. Whenever your garrison is hit with a basic attack, it has 15% chance to cast Let Others Make War skill, active skill again, with cooldown of 15 seconds. Okay. Okay, now we're talking. So this skill right here is basically like Eleanor's skill where you'll be able to trigger your active skill again every other turn, and it will deal 5% more damage if you're city garrisoning, and if you're city garrisoning only. So very, very powerful skill. One of the strongest skill that I've seen on a garrison, I'm not gonna lie. Especially with that 15% chance to trigger whenever you're hit with a basic attack. If you're getting swarm, you're gonna trigger this all the time. Whenever the cooldown is down. Cooldown is a little long, in my opinion. It could have been 10 seconds, but it is what it is. Very strong skill. This basically makes this commander exclusive to city garrison because this is probably one of the main source of his damage and differentiator from all the other garrisons in the game. And the fact that this is exclusive to City Garrison, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's a very, very strong skill. I think this commander is going to be only exclusively usable on City Garrison at this point. Now, his expertise, Matthias the Just. Okay, if this commander is one of your City Garrison commanders, okay, so use it for City Garrison only. This is what Lilith is telling you right now. Your garrison deals 10% more damage, and whenever your garrison is hit with basic attack, it has 20% chance to cast Let Others Make War skill. Will cool down to 10 seconds. Okay. Hold on. So it has two different triggers to use your active skill again. His force skill and the expertise have two separate cooldowns. So in theory, in your first 10-second active skill cycle, you can trigger this skill, his active skill 3 times. Okay, so looking at 2400 damage factor, I was like, okay, well, maybe this commander is okay, another Lapu Lapu. But looking at those two skills, oh my god, this makes this commander probably one of the OP, the most overpowered commander that I've seen. Probably thus far. This is kind of crazy, guys. The fact that you can trigger your 2400 damage factor skill 3 times in active skill cycle. Yeah, this commander's good. This commander's good. If it's city garrisoning. So, yeah, very, very strong commander. Very cool looking commander too. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you look at his, oh my god, this guy looks kind of handsome, dude. Not gonna lie. Yeah, this guy looks like he's like Arthur or something. But yeah, I personally don't know who Matthias the First is. I'm not this history expert, but this guy looks really, really cool in terms of the design. He looks like an emperor of some sort because of that little cape that he has. But he looks pretty sick. All right, and I also got the skill animation for you too. Okay, so he does circular AoE, which was not something that I wasn't sure about. And it is 2400 damage factor, a circular AoE skill then. Okay. Okay, so now we have all the information that we have. Where can we use him? Where can we use Matthias the First? I think obviously the direction in which that the game wants you to use is obviously for your city garrison and city garrison only, because majority of his kit is actually in the city garrison exclusive part. So yeah, Matthias the First is going to be a city garrison commander, and is going to be a very strong city garrison commander. It's not like Lapu Lapu where he's like, we don't really know for sure if he's like really good. But this commander is just designed for you to just smash anything that's hitting you. So this is good, because unless you have a significant edge over other garrison commanders, like for example, for me, I'm a cavalry garrison person, right? I'm a cavalry main, so I'm just gonna use Eleanor Hera unless the new city garrison offers significant improvement from Eleanor Hera, and only then that I'll consider using Matthias the First for my city garrison. But yeah, this commander does have that. I think the power level of this commander for triggering his active skill 3 times in a single turn, possibility of that even, is just kind of crazy. What you can do though for everyday Joes like you and me, because you're not gonna have 700 gold has to just invest in your city garrison, in my opinion, is for you to use this for AoE bar farming. This guy's another Hera. This guy's another YSG that you can add to your day-to-day barb chaining, bar farming. 2400 damage factor just right off the get-go is just really, really good. You don't really need anything, and the entire like kit is gonna give you leadership stuff. So just stick this guy behind Richard or something that basically does protect you from dying from chaining too many barbs. I think this guy is really good barb chainer, and also at the same time a very, very strong city garrison at the end of the day. But yeah, that was it for everything that I have for you today. Matthias the First looks very, very strong. His active skill looks really, really cool. Let's just take a look at it one more time. And oh, look at that. Very, very, very strong skill. If you guys did like today's video, please go ahead and drop a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And then I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, peace.